You know, I have driven past this place my whole life, and I have never been here. It does look like somebody's tried taking the sign, though. Okay, this is going to be an interesting vlog. What's up, you guys? Chet-Guthrie, the Dream Poet here, coming to you all from the historic Prater's Mill here in North Georgia. Like I was saying, I have driven past this place all my life, whether it was my family going to Florida or if I was going on a vlogging excursion down in somewhere in Georgia. But anyway, you guys, I figured we would check this place out. I've heard a lot about it. I've heard it's really pretty. It was constructed in 1855, and from what I understand, both sides of the both the Union and the Confederacy did come through here. It's got a lot of interesting history, and I hear it's also got a doctor's office. But anyway, guys, we're gonna check this place out. Before we get on with the video, I do want to say this. What's up, you guys? Chet-Guthrie, the Dream Poet here, coming to you all with a really quick message. Anyway, as you all have probably seen by now, my second book, my sophomore book, Ghosts and Mysteries of the Southern Cherokee National Forest, is now officially on Amazon shelves. Anyway, I'm super excited, you guys. If you really liked the first book, I think you all are really gonna like the second book. If you all want a story to tell around the campfire this spring and summer season, this is the book for you, especially for the Cherokee National Forest and even the Smokies. This story has a hitchhiking red-headed ghost, dates to a woman that disappeared mysteriously in the 1950s. You've got a Civil War soldier that haunts the mountains near the Chilhowie campground, and you've got about 22 other stories. Anyway, you guys, this book supports the channel, keeps this boat afloat, keeps things going. And having said that, you guys, we are now going to officially get to the video. Thank you all very much. By the way, the link is in the description box below. I am very proud of my second book, but if you all want to learn some really awesome ghost stories from my area or my neck of the woods here in the U.S., Ghosts and Mysteries of the Southern Cherokee National Forest is a really good book. Look at this. I don't know if these are real grinding wheels. I don't think that they are, but it does look like they are some tables of some sort. Or at least that's what I'm guessing, because I don't think that these are original. And plus, I mean, we're sitting like right next to a lunch stand, or what would be a lunch stand. Now, one of the things that I do hear about this place is that they do have a really cool event that takes place every year. I want to say it happens during the summer, but don't quote me on it. We'll have to come back when this event is taking place. Huh. Looks like this is a room where you can watch people make things. Looks like there's really nothing here. Now, it is right next to the mill, so that probably explains what it is. The second floor is closed off. Now, that is one of the things that I have noticed about Prater's Mill. It looks like for the most part it is closed, or at least for a majority of the time. But anyway, I was kind of looking forward to seeing something today. But I mean, for what this vlog is, I'll take it. Looks like they have this tapered off. There's a door right there, so tell me how that makes sense. And it looks like these haven't been used in a while. Or at least they probably use those as some kind of table arrangements. I've done that before at a few of my parties up at my family's cabin way back when. And that makes sense, because if you look at it, you can see how they've got like all that or whatever that type of stuff is that's it's padded down, and looks like it's just ready for the next use. And I wonder what this thing is. I wonder if it actually is a part of the mill. I mean, it is rusted and it is beat up. I'm thinking that's probably what it is. Yeah, that makes sense. If it was a part of the mill, the grist mill, this is probably where everything would be pushed down and it would all go into here. Boy, it would have been nice to see this thing working. Like I said, we'll make it a goal to come out on that big event they do every year. But Prater's Mill right now, it's closed off, and it does look like they're doing some work on it. No trespassing, construction area, violators will be prosecuted, that good stuff. But here is a bit of an explanation of what Prater's Mill is. Prater's Mill dates back to 1855, is in remarkably good shape thanks to Prater's Mill Foundation built by John Prater. The grist mill and a nearby sawmill operated from a single water-powered turbine. Together, the two mills carved a center of economic activity from lands that only recently had been part of the Cherokee Nation. Eventually, ownership of the mills passed into the hands of Prater's son-in-law, Ben Prater. The property stayed in business until the 1960s. And this is what I was saying. During the Civil War, both Union and Confederate soldiers passed through the area. In February 1864, Federal cavalry camped around the mill property while surveying the southern defense positions of north of Dalton. In May 1864, during a skirmish at nearby Varnell Station, Ben Prater's 17 slaves gathered on the front porch of the grist mill, from where they listened to the distant gunfire following the war. Prater's former slaves settled near the mill. Many are buried on the property, and some of their descendants remain in the area today. That is really interesting. Oh, and it says grounds open daily. Although I wouldn't say this is necessarily open daily, because everything's closed. And it would be nice to walk out just a little bit further to where they've kind of got this dammed off, but obviously they've got this closed off too. Look how that works. Imagine they would lift that up and like all the water would come pouring out. But back to the history. So if the history stated it correctly, there were 17 slaves that stood in this exact spot. Notice we have temporarily closed the mill to make repairs to save the Prater's Mill historical building. Oh cool, and look at this right here, that's interesting. Flood level March of 1973 and flood level March 1994. Save the planet, it's only one with cornbread. Or it's the only one with cornbread. Well, I wonder if there's like another way to see the dam area. I was seeing pictures online before they put this up. It looks like you could go like right beneath the mill. Kind of reminds me of the Alvin York State Park that I visited not long ago. Looks like they closed that off too. Yeah, this is about as close as we're gonna get, I think. But if you look at pictures online, this is a really beautiful sight when the water is running over the dam area. It's very picturesque, but as of right now, it looks like, you know, obviously they're working on it. This is cool. Looks like you can go beneath the bridge. It takes you to the other side of the park. Now I hear that Fort Mountain State Park isn't too far from here. I think we'll put that on another vlog for another day. I know right now I've been working on seeing all of Tennessee's state parks, but you know, while we're at it, I might check that place out. Which still kind of sucks. I mean, I would like to see Prater's mill running. But that'll have to be another goal for another day. But this is really pretty out here. It's kind of cool that you don't have to cross the road to get to the other side, because there's a lot of cool stuff on this end as well. They've got a community store that's closed too, and I guess this shows that they mean business. Yes, they do. Now right here is the Mass General Store, the very building I just mentioned. And like the historical marker that we saw at Prater's Mill, there should be another one right here, and here it is. Prater's Mill was an important commercial site containing grist mill for grinding corn and wheat, and also a store, post office, warehouse, cotton gin, blacksmith, gardens, and numerous houses. The Prater's Mill store and the mill complex are primary links between early pioneer residents and the outside world. Prater's Mill was located on an important frontier thoroughfare called Federal Road, connecting the Port of Savannah with the Tennessee River Valley. The store is filled with the original display cabinets, pot-bellied stove, coffee grinder, and countless items for sale that would have been needed by frontier residents in the early or the mid-19th century. Visitors could buy tobacco, fabric, tools, and even eggs and other farm fresh produce. And you can tell that it is a really pretty building. A lot of rusticness to it. It's probably not a word, but it's very rustic. It's really, I wonder what they have growing here. I don't think that's I don't think that plant over there is garden garden plants, or maybe not. Looks like it might be some kind of flower that hasn't exactly budded yet. And that's pretty cool. Look how they have the two like tied off from one another. Prater's store, historic Prater's Mill, established 1855, and over here they have the store itself. Kind of wonder what that foundation is. Let's check it out. I imagine there was probably an attachment of some sort, or maybe it was kind of like a dog trot cabin kind of deal, where they broke two of the sides off, that way one wouldn't catch fire. Or maybe it has to deal with this this chimney right here. Huh. Looks like it hasn't been used in a while. Oh yeah. That's the kind of plant or kind of flower that I was trying to think of. That's over there. Wait, what's this? Let me see. This says brick, Birmingham, Alabama, Stevenson Brick Company, Birmingham, Alabama, Stevenson Brick Company. Oh, because it's just saying the same thing over and over again. Huh, that's interesting. And I wonder what's on the other end of this fireplace. Well, really not a whole lot left, but looks like there is something written right here. Number 1, but I can't really make up what's this. By the way, look, Dalton Brick Company. I guess you could say, well crap, this vlog did not go the way I thought it would. To be honest, I thought it would be just a little more exciting, but I mean, it is what it is. Not every house is a home. See, built in 1972 by Mark Danielson from Mother Earth magazine plan. The original roof was wood shingles replaced by the current tin roof. Outside is plywood, inside wood paneling. Example is functional architecture. Huh. That's a fancy way of explaining. And that is a fancy way to explain an outhouse. But it looks like, once again, this place kind of makes me sad because they got rid of their caboose. Yes, if you all are familiar with this area, they had a caboose at one time. Now, I don't know why they got rid of it. Honestly, it makes no sense whatsoever, because it was one of the cool things to look at when this place, quote unquote, isn't open. But I don't know if they're gonna get something else to put on the tracks here. I'd like to say that they will. They maybe put like a locomotive here or something. It just kind of makes me sad right now that they got rid of the caboose. Why? But yet, even though they did get rid of the caboose, they still have this. This is a doctor's office, if you can believe it. The man's name was Dr. Lacewell. Dr. John Franklin Lacewell, June 7th, 1857 to August 19th, 1937, was a horse and buggy doctor who never owned an automobile. He graduated from Atlanta Medical College, now Emory University, in 1887 and returned to Whitfield County. He answered house calls at any hour of the day or night and during any weather with his leather doctor's bag and a .32 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver. He would often be gone from home for several days attending the sick and to return home to be greeted by waiting patients. Waiting folks never lacked for a good meal. Both his wife Maggie and daughter Rima would prepare huge mouth-watering meals for everybody there. And this doctor's office, it sat outside his house for a very long time until it was donated here. And this is it. This was a doctor's office at one point. It's kind of interesting to see how far we've come as a society. In fact, let's see what they have in here. Looks like they've got some old wheelchairs, and looks like they have some like a display table. It's like they're not really using it for anything right now, but that is really cool to say that this is a doctor's office, or was a doctor's office. So at least to say, this is pretty darn cool. Now this is an interesting tidbit of history. This is a map of the Prater Mill farm during the 1840s. Or correction, 1940. My apologies on that. But this gives you an idea of what the place looked like. There's the mill and the dam, and you also have I'm guessing this would still be the Mass General store right here. You know, it takes you to a time when the world was a much different place. And as I was saying, I'm gonna make it a goal to see Fort Mountain State Park, because here's Cahutta Fishery Center. We're right here, and if you go all the way down this way, it takes you to Fort Mountain. And I hear it's a really pretty state park. And here's a really cool panoramic view of what we just looked at. There's the caboose, which sadly is no longer with us, but this gives you an idea of what the place looks like. But you know what? This is pretty cool. Look at this old tractor that they have on display. This is a 1947 back case tractor. This tractor is an example of the type used in this area during the last production or years Prater's Mill, which was in the 60s. Apparently this tractor was donated by Larry Satcher, refurbished and displayed by the Northwest Georgia Antique Tractor Engine Club. Oh, that's interesting. That is so interesting. Okay, this is pretty cool. I guess it's the smaller stuff at Prater's Mill that's the most interesting things. But that is so neat. It's an old tractor. I wonder what it's like to see this thing actually working. I imagine it is pretty cool to watch the smoke come out of the top, or out of the engine. And right beside it, they have a barn, which it looks like it's in pretty good shape for its age. Second, let me stick the GoPro in here. Oh, that's cool. I mean, obviously everything is stored. It gives you an idea of what this place is like when it has its events and its festivals. Look at the peacock artwork. I imagine that's probably supposed to represent the quilt trail. Though I'd say this probably isn't a part of the quilt trail, but that is still pretty darn neat. Looks like there's a hole right there. Well, I wonder what we can see right over here. Looks like we've got some more old vintage equipment, farming equipment. Oh, that's cool. Check that out. Looks like, of course, you've got an antique Prater's mill all cut out right over there. And you've also got some, like I said, they've got a lot of cool farming equipment in there. Well, maybe I should just check this place out when that event's going on. That was a pretty cool tractor. But the last building that we have yet to see out here is the gin. I bet you all figured out how I figured it out. It was a gin. I looked it up on Google. Nah, I'm just joking. I do it. It says it on the top because I'm kind of a moron sometimes. Looks like this door slides to the right when it's open. It looks like it says that it was the sugar cotton gin. The cotton gin, short for engine, was first patented by Eli Whitney of Massachusetts in 1793. The purpose of a cotton gin is to remove the cotton seeds from the cotton fibers. Simple ginning machines were being used prior to 1793 to clean long fiber Sea Island cotton grown on the Georgia coast. However, these early machines were not able to clean the seed from the short fiber variety of cotton grown across the rest of Georgia. Let me see. Let me see. This gin was moved here in the 1980s. Apparently that used to be red. And check that out, like what it used to look like way back in the day. Looks like it used to have some stairs, but looks like those stairs are long gone. Well, this was a rather interesting, I guess it'd be a museum, historic site. But anyway, guys, let me know what the event is actually like that they have here every year. I hear it's pretty cool, but I've never done it. But anyway, guys, remember, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Always means a lot. Goes to show that y'all care and that y'all want to see more awesome videos like this. Like I said, I'll give Prater's Mill another chance. Just kind of seems that when there's nothing going on, it seems kind of eh. Like I said, that's not a bad thing. It's just, I don't know. But anyway, love y'all very much. See y'all in the next one. Peace.